How you doing, guys? This is Mike with the Crypto Playground. Today we're going to talk about how you get started with crypto wallets. So a crypto wallet is a place where you store your digital assets. It can be software on your computer, it can be an app on your phone, or it can even be a hardware wallet like the Nano Ledger that I have here with me. So we're going to go into a few tips on how you get started and how you do so securely. So I'm going to pull up some key things here that I'm going to educate you guys on. The first thing is your computer. All right. So when you first get a computer out the box, you log in with an administrator account. That's not good, because that means that if you have a virus on your computer, that virus can execute at the level of the user account that's logged in. So the first thing you want to do is create an account specific for your crypto activity. So you want to go here to your users and groups if you're on a Mac, and you want to actually create a new user profile on your computer for that particular purpose. If you're on a Windows, then just follow the user account setup and create a specific user account. So that way, if you do get an infection, then it can only do things that a user can do, which keeps you a lot safer. Next thing you want to do is run an antivirus. I use Bitdefender on my computer, and before I install anything crypto-wise, I run my antivirus to make sure there's no viruses currently on my computer. Get those things off before you go and start installing any type of crypto wallets. If you have unneeded applications on your computer, that also creates a problem. So you have this thing called a vulnerability platform, all right, or attack surface. So the more applications you have on your computer, the larger the attack surface. Each application that you have installed has unique vulnerabilities to that application. So imagine if you had 10 applications and each one of those applications had 10 unique vulnerabilities in them. Now you have 100 vulnerabilities on your computer based on the applications that you have installed that an attacker could potentially use to get into your computer and do a number of things. So you want to go through your computer, and this is just good sanitation for your device, and remove any type of unneeded applications, because they can introduce problems. All right, so now we're going to get into the web piece. All right, so we're going to talk about the Exodus wallet. But the first thing I want to orient you guys to is that not all websites that you visit are created equally. Some of them are scams. So when you go to a website, you always want to make sure that you're actually at the website you intended to go to. One of the ways that you can check is this little lock in the corner. This says that this site is encrypted with a certificate, which means that generally it's safe. This is a safe website. However, there are some scam websites that have started to also use encryption certificates to make it seem like there's a trusted point-to-point connection between your browser and a trusted provider, but they have exploited this, what used to be a safety net right here, and then made it into a way to get into your system and make you feel like you're doing good when you connect to them. So a tip here is always check the actual domain name. Make sure that you look for any type of strange characters in here. There's a character string called ASCII characters with some letters that look like O's or look like I's, but they're not quite the same, and they'll use those to make the website look legitimate. If you want to get deeper, you can actually explore the certificate. You can click on the certificate here from the browser, and a few things that you want to look for is make sure that the domain name in the certificate actually matches the website that you intended to visit. So in this case, this has a lot of company information. So then we know, okay, this is actually registered by the company, which is good. Let's scroll down here a little bit. Okay, and here we go. So we see that the DNS name is exodus.com. The DNS name is exodus.com. So we can feel confident that this is actually from this particular website. So sometimes there'll be no information up here because this information up here with the city, state, and the business registration is hard to forge. And then you'll also sometimes see discrepancies when you get into the actual name of the website. So make sure you check the websites. All right, so now we're going to get into the actual wallets. So Exodus is one wallet I like to use. So we're going to talk about this one here. There are lots of wallets out there. I prefer to use Exodus as my software wallet provider. They're a publicly traded company, beautiful interface, and they also have the ability to use multiple different addresses when you're transacting in Bitcoin, which is good to maintain anonymity. So what you're going to do is just hit download. It gives you an option. You can do desktop or mobile. You download it to your desktop. I've already downloaded it. Once you download it to your desktop, you install it. There's no complicated install steps. There's not a bunch of windows to click through. It just pops up. So when we start looking at that, we're going to get right into the app. There is a mobile app as well. They connect beautifully. If you have the mobile app but not the desktop, or the desktop not the mobile, you can kind of merge either one of the environments by simply scanning a QR code to import everything that you've done on your desktop to your mobile, or everything you've done on your mobile to your desktop with the same level of security. They also partner with Trezor. So if you didn't have trust in the software wallets, which hardware wallets are the most secure way to store your assets, you can actually buy a hardware wallet, store your assets in a protected hardware wallet offline, and then also still be able to see the performance of your assets through this desktop app. Important point, not your keys, not your coins. So it's good to control your assets, meaning that whenever you create a wallet, there's a key set that gets created. There's a public address that gets issued to the world. Just imagine that as your email address. And then there is a private key, like imagine that being the password to your email address. So when you have a wallet, you control the password to your assets, and your assets being like reading your emails. So these hardware wallets are the most secure way to store your assets, because they're 100% disconnected from the internet, meaning that if an attacker was trying to look for one of those vulnerabilities to get to your assets, they can't, because it lives inside of a box here on my desk. So that's why a hardware wallet is the best choice. So Exodus does partner with Trezor to give you that capability. One thing of note that I want to tell you guys is good cyber hygiene in general is anytime you download something off the internet, you want to make sure you actually got what you intended to get. This website right here, Virus Total, is a great resource to do that. So if you have any emails with attachments, download things off the internet, and you're saying, hey, Johnny might be trying to get me today. He might have sent me a virus and he's trying to steal my crypto. Well, have no fear. You don't have to have the best antivirus on your computer to simply drag and drop a file right onto Virus Total, and it will scan your files based off of a number of different antivirus services, and it lets you know if there's any viruses. So you get to leverage the power of all of these different antivirus providers and see that this download that I downloaded is actually valid. So what I dropped in here is actually an installation file for another wallet called Neon, which I use to store my my Neo crypto assets. So another thing I want to point out real quick is the hash right here. Hash of a file is a unique fingerprint of the file in the moment in time in which it was created as intended. So if I make a file, it's 100% functional as I intended, no malicious add-ons in there. I can take a snapshot in time, which produces this fixed output called a hash value. That's a fingerprint of that file in a moment of time. So if anybody comes in there and adds an additional period or a space or anything in there, it's going to completely change that. So that way you can tell whether or not that item that you're downloading or installing is what it was actually intended to be. So how do you find out how it was born? Well, you can go to the website. So here on the Neon website, for this example, I can actually go in and take a look at, so I can go here and look at the latest hash sums. So I can look at it for Mac. So this is the fingerprint when this company or this community created this application. They said, this is the fingerprint. So we look at 98 Bravo 6. Come back over here. Okay, let me see. It's different here. Oh, you know what? They're on a different version. They're on 2.12. So let's do this. I want to make sure that you guys see the real deal, Holyfield. So I'm going to download this version here, because you guys will be like, this guy's telling us about cybersecurity and he downloaded a virus. I don't want you guys to think that. So I'm going to download this real quick and show you real time. All right, so let's open this up here. So I have my nice little file. I'm not going to install that right now, but I'm going to put this on my desktop so you can see it. So I'm going to come back here to Virus Tool. I'm going to drag this over, drop it like that, drop it like it's hot, and then boom, confirm upload. And they're going to scan this for me. And what we should see is that 98 Bravo 6 in the beginning of it. and then we know we're safe and secure. While that's cooking over there in the background, we're going to move on and we're going to talk about the Exodus wallet. So I'm going to pull up the Exodus wallet here real quick for you. Like I said, with the Exodus wallet, there's no magic in installation. So you just go to the website, you download it, you click the install file, and it just pops up. It's just there, and it gives you a quick little tutorial in the beginning. We're not going to get that because I've already installed it. But what you can land on is the home page, and it's going to have this beautiful interface that shows you new update and available. Always update your stuff because it has security patches in the updates that protect you. So always update your stuff from the official application or website. Don't update things from emails, because sometimes you get scammers that send you emails saying, hey, there's a vulnerability in your wallet, click here to update your wallet, and then you'll actually download a hacker wallet that they can steal all your assets. So always update, but do it from the official Apple website. So coming back here, on the home screen, it just shows you all of the assets that they trade and some performance metrics. Here's where the wallet magic happens. If I click on wallet, I can see all these different types of wallets that I can have or assets I can store in my wallet. And if I just click on any one of the assets, it gives me the ability to send that particular asset or receive that particular asset. And then it also has some information here about that particular asset if you're interested in kind of diving a little bit deeper. So what does it look like as far as receiving? If I click receive, then it gives me my public address. Like I said, your public address is like the email address. You can share it with the world, no consequence. They just know how to reach you with that unique address. So here I can see my public address. I can click copy and I can send it to somebody, or I can use my QR code and they can scan my QR code if they're with me, or I can even take a picture of my QR code and send it to them and they can scan it that way. So yeah, there are definitely two options there. I'm not sure what's going on here. So let me pull this back up. I think I might have gone over to the Block Explorer. Well, while that's popped up, we'll just go ahead and take a look at it. So down here, they have this view on blockchain option. So, the Bitcoin or most of these ledgers are public ledgers, meaning you can go on a website and see all the transaction that happened to a particular address. So this button down here that says view on Block Explorer pulls up this page over here that allows you to go and actually look at all the transactions that have occurred to your particular address. And there's also a nice little button right here to just quickly email all of this information to somebody that you want to exchange with. So that's the receive button. If you want to send, then you have to do this backwards. So send, you need to put somebody's address in here, or you need to scan somebody's QR code from a file on a desktop or from a camera, which is pretty cool because I don't have to actually hold up my camera. I can just pull a QR code from my desktop and scan it there. Then I decide how much I want to send. I can type in a Bitcoin number. I can send all or half, and it shows me or I can just type in US dollar value. So if I want to send $30, then it'll tell me how much Bitcoin that is. And obviously I'm broke right here in my brand new wallet. And then I hit send, and then it'll calculate the network fees and off it goes. All right. Cool thing about the Bitcoin here, wallet on Exodus, is I can click this little button over here and I can go over to advanced options and I can click this little toggle switch right here for multiple addresses. So that means anytime that I do a transaction, it's going to create a brand new public address, brand new email address, just like Apple does now, that every time that you sign up to a website, it gives you an option to create a fake email address to keep you from being spammed or keep people from tracking you down to an individual address. So a really cool feature for the Bitcoin address. All right, and if you wanted to add assets, you can always come in here and add more. There's something particular you want to add, you can just come here and scroll through all of the different type of assets. You can either look by the tier 1 platforms, or you can look at all the assets all together. You can search for things that you might be able to install, and it shows you here which ones are supported on the Trezor app. If you want to not see something, you can actually enable or disable assets that you actually have by just unchecking this button. I don't have Cosmos, I don't want to see it. I can just click that and turn off those things so I don't see it in my actual wallet. So definitely helps to keep things clean for you. If you wanted to add devices, like we talked about, if you wanted to download the mobile app, I can just come here to devices, click sync, and then I can say scan QR code, and it's going to give me the option to scan my QR code on my app, and I can move all my assets and settings over to my mobile app, which is great. You can change the denomination of your currencies here in profile. And you can also even do things like swap currencies on this app. So if I have stuff in my wallet, maybe I want to swap Bitcoin for another asset. So I want to move my Bitcoin to Ethereum or purchase something, hold something different. I can do that here as well. So I can just hit how much I want to move, and then hit next. There's going to be some fees involved with that. So yep, you can do that as well. Exodus, like I said, does have shares, so they want to, make sure that you get an opportunity to buy some of that stuff. So here's a little option for you to come here and buy some of their shares if you're interested in exploring that. One thing to note is that if you hold an asset that is an Ethereum-based asset, if it has a little ETH, option next to it, when you want to move things on and off the wallet, there's going to be a gas fee. So you have to have a little bit of ETH in your account to move assets back and forth. All right. So this is the desktop application orientation. So again, for the Crypto Playground community, this is a great place if you want to come. We talked about some airdrops, so people have airdrops going on the ETH platform. So you can just come in here, get your little Ethereum wallet. You can just hit receive, and then take your public address. This is what you share when you want to receive something. So only share this. Don't share your seed phrase or your passwords to your wallet. Just to explain a seed phrase, like I said, you have your private key, which is like your password to your email. A seed phrase pretty much takes your very, very long password, and then it breaks it up into a series of words that are more humanly readable, and that is what ties to your account. So that's what you actually share. So you will set a password in here. Let's see here. We're going to go into settings, and then we're going to go into security. Backup, where we're at. So here you're going to back up. You can create your password. This is what's going to secure your wallet. So you definitely want to do this. Go in here, create your password, and then write down your seed phrase once you do that. So if anything happens and your wallet crashes, your computer blows up, you can always go back and start from the beginning and import all your assets using your seed phrase to restore your assets. So, all right, so that is the Exodus wallet. All right, next thing I just want to show you guys real quick is, one, we need to go back and see what Virus Tool did, because Virus Tool is over here chilling out quietly in the background. Oh, let me get my screen right. It's fighting with me. It doesn't want you guys to see. Hold on. All right, there we go. All right, so Virus Tool, here we go. So this is the file that we just dropped in here, this 2.12 Neon wallet. And here we can see 98 Bravo 6. Over here we see 98 Bravo 6. All right, always do this, guys. Not just in crypto space, always check files that you download off the internet. Look for the hash. If you Google the install file and ask for the hash, then you'll find something out there. Mac users, you're lucky, because there's a thing called Gatekeeper. It does all this work for you. It'll actually verify the hash value of the files you install and make sure that it's secure. If it's not secure, it's going to give you a blaring pop-up saying, hey, this is not a verified person, and do you really want to install this, because it seems like it's a bad thing. So Gatekeeper does that for us, for the Apple guys, but for the Windows guys, you definitely want to do that as well. And for the Mac guys, extra due diligence is not a bad thing. All right, last thing we're going to talk about real quick is a browser-based wallet. All right, so you guys may have heard of MetaMask. MetaMask is a browser-based wallet that you can just go and download really easily as a plugin. This is metamask.io. You can come here and you can download it, just a simple click, and it supports all these Chromium-based browsers, and you just click install, and then it walks you through it. The cool thing is they give you like a little video and stuff like that to kind of orient you to it. So they're very, very nice to kind of help you out to understand what they're doing here. So we're just going to go ahead and add this to Chrome. So I'm going to add the extension. All right, so let me see here. Manage my extensions. Looks like it's still trying to get inside there. Oh, it's checking it right now. All right, boom. So now we have this nice little fox here that follows my cursor when I move it around, which is a cool fox. I like the MetaMask fox. If they didn't do anything else right, they made the fox entertaining. So sometimes I sit here for hours and then just let him follow the cursor. All right, but we don't have time for that, so let's get started. So like we talked about, the recovery phrase that string of words. You can import your wallet if you had MetaMask before, and you can restore your wallet just by typing in a series of words that tie it to your private key. Here we're going to create a wallet. Gives you a few little tips. I don't like to share information because I don't want them to know anything, but we're going to create a fake password here. So password. I'm not following any password best practices here, but my recommendation is to don't use passwords, use passphrases. Passphrases are a string of words, like a sentence, that you can use as a password. So we wish you a Merry Christmas. My password is really secure. Some special characters in there, bang, bang, replacing A's with ats, things like that. There's more security in password length and complexity. So use passphrases versus passwords. It's easier to remember and adds more security. All right, so they give you a nice little video here. They make sure that you don't make any mistakes and you understand security. Security is important. Secret recovery phrase. I'm going to show you this because I don't care. This is just an example. But if you click this, this is an example of a secret recovery phrase that's tied to the password you created, which is really your private key that secures your wallet. So this gives you the ability to restore your wallet anywhere on any browser and take 100% control of all your assets. So should your computer blow up, you can regain control, like finding your wallet in the parking lot, and you can regain control. If this passphrase or secret recovery phrase is lost, then you will have problems and somebody can gain control of your assets. A few tips: write it down on a piece of paper and store it someplace safe. If you save it digitally on your computer, then you leave it open to any type of hacks or scams where somebody gets on your computer and searches for that stuff. Same thing if it's stored on your phone, which is the least secure item that you own because it's the most used and has the most probably unneeded applications. Or we're going to talk about this item, the Xseed Pro, which is something that was sent to me by the SecuX company, which I did an interview with them. They're a hardware wallet solution provider. This Xseed Pro is actually metal plates where you can scratch your secret recovery phrase into, and this will keep it safe from fire and damage and things of that nature. And it has a nice little protective case. I'm going to do an unboxing on this item, so stay tuned for that. All right, so we're going to hit next here. Oh, they want me to actually verify my recovery phase. I'm going to see if I can cheat a little bit, or let's just do this. I'm going to copy this for the sake of example, and then we're going to move this over here. All right, so we're going to play around with this. And let's see next. So I'm just going to follow this. So we're going to go raise, and then see foam, junior clump, 100, flee, easily, solar, regular, because, emotion, and dwarf. Confirm. Congratulations, it's confirmed. Now they know that you know how to back your stuff up. All done, and now you have access to your MetaMask. So same deal here, guys. You can come here, you can send or ask to receive assets. If you come up here, you can view your details on Etherscan. And the interesting thing about these browser-based things is you can actually connect these to sites, to like pretty much taking your wallet to a store, doing temporary transaction, and disconnect it. So it will show you all the sites that's connected here. Just a word of caution when you use browsers like Chrome or most, as far as getting better with it, but they take your information, your cookie data, and they sell it to other providers. So when people know that you're in the crypto space and they have your data, then you'll get advertisements, and those advertisements may pop up things on your browser saying, hey, you have some free coins, connect your wallet so you can receive them. If you click on those things and something connects to your wallet where you have your assets stored, and they have access to your assets, that's not a good thing. So you always want to make sure that if you do an intentional transaction, you're connecting it to PancakeSwap, or we'll talk about that in a different video, that you come here and verify that you disconnect from those sites when you're finished, because there's a lot of bad actors and scammers out there. You can also import tokens in here. So if there's something that you want to add into your wallet, you can just search for it. Like say, we'll look for Neo, or say next. Okay, so you can search for tokens here and you can hit next and import tokens. And then now that will show up here inside of my wallet. So if there's a new asset that you want to hold, you can just simply import tokens, add it there. If what you're looking for is not there, then you can always go over to a website called CoinMarketCap and look for the token that you want to add. Say it is Cardano. And then here you have the contract address. You can always copy the contract address, or you can click on this little button here and say add to MetaMask, and then it will automatically throw it right over into your MetaMask wallet, which is pretty cool. All right. So if I added the contract address, I can just paste I should be able to paste the contract address inside here. Let me see if it works here. Okay, so it's telling me to please change the wallet network because this is on a different Binance Smart Chain network. So the wallets have certain networks that's associated to it. The networks can be viewed here. So some tokens you have to actually add the network that the token operates on in order to add those tokens to these are all Ethereum mainnet tokens that I can add directly. So if I come here and I look at this one, this is Binance Smart Chain. We'll get more into the networks, but there is the option, the capability for MetaMask to participate in multiple different blockchain platforms and for you to add assets. So to make this non-confusing, we're going to pause here for a minute. And if you guys have any questions, go ahead and post it in the comments. There's lots of things that we can talk about concerning wallets, but the intent of this video was just to get you started so that way you can get a wallet, understand what you need to do to secure your environment, and also understand how to verify files, make sure things are correct, and actually get the wallet on your computer in a secure and safe way. So if you guys have any questions, please post them in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and like if this content was helpful, and click the notification bell so if we release any content in the future, you will be the first to know. So join our community on the Telegram, and looking forward to talking to you guys in the next video. All right, this is Mike signing out.